breaking the silence. You don't have to leave just because you missed the party, even though it was a lousy thing to do. Chrissy chimed in, stepping out of the kitchen, and crummy, Jean added, and despicable, and rotten. Jack held up his hands. Could we go back to the silent treatment? It was less painful. You don't have to move out, Jack, Jonna said, her tone softening just a fraction. I'll get over it. Eventually. I'm not moving out because of you, Jack said miserably. Roper threw me out. I'm evicted. Roper, Chrissy gasped. Why? Yeah, I had a little trouble in his car. Jonna crossed her arms again. What happened? Did she say no? Actually, Roper's car overheated on the freeway. Jack explained. And then Roper's niece overheated on the living room sofa. And then Roper came in and caught us. And that's when the whole place boiled over. Well, what happened? Chrissy asked, her eyes wide. Nothing happened. Jack insisted. She practically attacked me. I was trying to get away, but he kicked me out anyway. He thinks I'm normal now. I have to move. Oh, Jack, Jonna sighed, the anger completely draining out of her. She walked over and touched his arm. Yeah. Oh, we don't want to lose you, Chrissy said, joining them. Oh, that Roper, Jonna said, her loyalty instantly shifting back to her roommate. He's got a lot of nerve throwing his weight around like that. Listen, you, Chrissy said, standing tall, this is a partnership here. And if he throws one of us out, then he throws us all out. Right, Jonna? Right, Jonna said firmly. Right, Jack agreed, touched by their solidarity. Suddenly, there was a tentative knock at the open front door. They all turned to see Karen standing there, looking sheepish. What? Jack asked, exhausted. I just came up to apologize, Karen said, stepping inside. For my niece. She paused, realizing her mistake. I mean, my uncle. I'm the niece. What? Chrissy asked, thoroughly confused. Well, I went and talked to Uncle Stanley, Karen explained. I admitted that I practically attacked poor Jack here, and he showed absolutely no interest at all. None. Zero. Jack grimaced. Well, let's not exaggerate. And the poor girl feels like she's over the hill, Karen added, gesturing to herself. Karen, over the hill? Jonna asked, looking at the stunning girl. That's ridiculous. Yeah, but it's okay now, Karen said with a bright smile. I told him all about Jack. Jack's blood ran cold. What did you tell him? Oh, just a little fairy story. Karen winked. Anyhow, she's sorry, and so am I, but now does that mean that he can stay? Jack let out a massive breath he didn't realize he'd been holding. Sure. Jack has his rights, just like any other minority. Oh, We're so glad you can stay, Chrissy cheered, clapping her hands. Oh, boy, I was sweating there for a minute, Jack said, wiping his brow. So were we, Jana said. Then, remembering she was supposed to be mad, she frowned. Hey, but still, that was really mean of you not to come tonight for my birthday. Where were you all night if you weren't with her? Well, we drove her out a lot, Jack said, reaching into his pocket. And before I met up with Karen, I had a special errand to run. Oh, can it, Jack? Jana said dismissively. What kind of special errand is going to be? Jack pulled a small velvet box from his pocket and held it out to her. Jana stopped mid-sentence. She looked at the box, then up at Jack, her eyes widening. Slowly, she reached out and took it. She flipped the lid open. Nestled in the white satin was her grandmother's antique cameo. Oh, Johnny, it's your cameo, Chrissy gasped, leaning in. Tears immediately sprang to Jeanette's eyes. Jack, you bought it back from the pawn shop. But where'd you get the money for it? Jack smirked, leaning against the counter. Well, I couldn't waste Mr. Roper's $50 bribe on his niece, could I? Jana looked at him, a tear slipping down her cheek. She didn't know what to say. Jana, Jack teased gently. Jana, oh, come on. You know how I hate the silent treatment. Jana launched herself at him, throwing her arms around his neck and hugging him tight. Happy birthday to me, she whispered. Happy birthday, Johnny. Jack smiled, hugging her back. Downstairs, Stanley Roper was finally climbing into bed. He looked exhausted. Boy, Helen, Stanley muttered, pulling the covers up. The kids today are getting wilder and wilder. Not like when we were young. Helen turned off the lamp, plunging the room into darkness. How long did we go together before I tried anything? Stanley. Stanley thought for a moment in the dark. Well, let me see now. I think we were married about 2 years. Ellen just sighed. Good night, Stanley. Book 2, The Anniversary and the Stray. Chapter 6, The Spicy Book and the Sleepwalker. Helen Roper sat in her dimly lit living room, completely engrossed in a paperback novel with a rather suggestive cover illustration. The television was off, a rare occurrence in the Roper household, and the only sound was the rustle of turning pages and Helen's occasional, appreciative hum. Oh, my, Helen murmured, adjusting her reading glasses. She licked her index finger and flipped the page with frantic speed. A light knock at the open front door broke her concentration. Jana stood in the doorway, holding a watering can, a friendly smile on her face. Oh, hey, Jana, Helen said, quickly dog-earing the page and placing the book on her lap. Come on in for a second, will you? Sure, Jana said, Stepping inside, her eyes darted to the paperback. You know, I see you finished that spicy book I gave you to read. Helen chuckled